If you go to Google Earth and you look at the richat structure and you go over here, you see all the canals that I put up. I can show you in my projects. And when you see it like this and you zoom in and you follow the other videos I've done, you know that it's an anomaly, because when you look at like this right here, you see these rivers. They look like what we have in the United States, the Mississippi River. And there's a couple of these in the Adrar Plateau. I guess I can zoom in on like this. And you can see the donut right there. I went there. I went to this whole area right here, drove through there. And there's two rivers. You don't really notice them from the ground. This one you do. It's Wadane, right? Where's Wadane? Wadane is right there. And so you see the river when you're on the cliff looking at the old Wadane structures and ruins, the stone structures from about 2,000 years ago. Now, here you have a very interesting ridge. This is topographical, so I do question this quite a bit. And I have zoomed in on that, and I've talked about that. There's a couple of possible cut-throughs. This actually shows the line the best, in my opinion, because of the topography that I'd never really grabbed it like this. The white is a cloud. The white is not representative to reality, in my opinion. I don't understand what the white's doing in there. The blue, what you see here is, see, that's a problem right there, because this is the actual shoreline. It's about 2,000 feet above sea level. And then down here, it's actually about 1,100 feet. So you've got a big difference. But I'm talking about the rivers. Now, this river looks natural. When you zoom in, it looks weird, like it was cut that way. But logic says, no, that's a natural structure, naturally carved. And then over here, the same story. When you look at the real picture, let's go in there, take a look. When you zoom in on those rivers, you can see they're really defined. And don't forget, this is about 1,000 feet of hard bedrock. So it's not granite, it's more like sandstone, but it is very thick and all rock, and maybe not just sandstone. And if you see it, it's like a little river. You can even see some water lakes in there. There's some water right there. So water exists even not really in the summertime, but it exists in the wintertime for sure. It's probably even thicker. I don't know when this picture, I think that we have a date on this picture, imagery date is 7, that's July. So even in the middle of summer, you have a bunch of water still there in that river. Now, do you see this green line? That is showing you the actual 2,000 foot high shoreline that's going all the way around, but because it's covered in sand here the sand is almost as high or as high as that shoreline. So you have to take into consideration the fact that the only real gap you've got going here is between this straight line, right? That means something. And you can kind of see something here, but the river goes right through it. So is this? I don't think so, but it's possible that right there. Wait, let's check the topography on that right now. And we can even look at our picture here. It's okay. I guess the picture's already there. Let me close that. And you can kind of see right there how that worked. So you really do have an area here that was once a solid piece, in my opinion. And the river goes into the richat. Don't tell me it comes out. So this material here, it's very interesting what's going on here. You've got a straight line here. Even the river is straight. Now that's an anomaly. Every other little tiny tertiary artery, river bed, whatever you want to call it, is not straight. But right there, it's going nice and straight. Why is that? And why does it come out straight at the other side, even though it's a little bit curvy? So I do believe that we have something here. This material here, I don't know, maybe it cut up and over. It's not as high as up here. And you have to remember that over here, this edge is much higher than over here. So you have to think about what's going on when it comes to a possibility of there being a canal through here. This river empties into the richat. Except there's a lot of sand, so it probably doesn't get very far, but it did empty into the richat. It's pretty clear about that. You can see that from other pictures as well. The water didn't exit the richat unless a canal had been carved. Oh, whoops. Where am I? Let's look at this again. Whoa, what's that? That's nice. You can see that they're doing a little flood control right there. That's not ancient. The fact that this has a little cut here and this has a cut here is very interesting to me. Where there's some type of canals that would enter into this river. I question that. But here is the large area that would not have been where a canal would have cut through. And I have studied over here too, thinking directly south is where you might find a canal, right? Directly south. But I haven't found anything. I see roads. Is that a road? I think that's the road. So you don't really see any canals cut through the south side, which you would think, if it really did follow what Plato said, there would be one, wouldn't there? But, I mean, honestly, this little area here is clear enough, and there's no need that it is pretty much south of the richat in a way. Not really, but, I mean, if you really want south, it's here. But we also see these lines here cut kind of this direction. So when I show you these little, now these are kind of my my little dreams. I left them red. This is the river, that's blue. The purple is just a projection line, but that's a real cut through that I found that goes on for 50 miles right there. And there's other ones all over. And when you look at them, you're like, well, what were they doing? I mean, this one, it's very light, but you can really see that some type of cut was done. Now, was that a canal? Maybe not, but it's definitely straight lines, and maybe it was some type of a smaller canal for a local little farm or something. So you can take a look at this by yourself. I mean, this little cut through is quite prominent when you see these lines. So why are they so straight? And if you think, oh, they're not, I walked down this, okay? I was there. This is straight. That's a straight line. Right next to it shows natural water formations. And there's a parallel one right there. So there's two of those. And I found these parallel lines, not really canals, but ridges and mountains and walls that are longer than 10 miles all over the world. So let's see where we stand with any chats. I still see a red light here. I don't think we're going to be getting any. Hi there, Stormrun Gaming. Thank you for visiting. Don't know how good this is showing red. So I just wanted to make a quick video, I think, showing that all these canals that I've demarcated, and some of them aren't that straight, right? Some of them I had to do a little bit of estimation here, but you do find some real areas where it could have gone through, and you see the lines. So I think that one time there was something going on. Maybe one of these is wrong. This one was kind of questionable, but these down here all came up pretty well in my last video. And I talked about this. It seems like it's going down to the Senegal River right about there. But you have a canal that cut right through, right here, 50 miles, and it points right at the richat. So, in my opinion, you've got some type of a anomaly. It's not just a natural thing happening here. It's all pointing towards the richat. Oh, now I'm green? Okay, now I'm green. Well, I'm about to get out of here because I don't really see any reason to okay, so this has been playing the whole time. Maybe I should have stopped that. That would have helped. But my point being is that it's still red over here. So I think I'm going to give up on this. I did have a little presentation, but maybe I'll do it. Let me do a little bit of it right now. I think there were some things here that I could show. Not really. I mean, this was a presentation that I'm starting for somebody who might interview me. It has to all be on the weekends nowadays because I just got a job. I'm busy now. And the thing here is I wanted to show them where I started, and that was back in 2009 when I started looking at this image. And look how little it's changed. But the truth is, since then I've been there. I guess we can say that Jimmy opened our eyes just a few years ago because he pointed out that Herodotus actually put someplace called Atlantis on the map near the Atlas Mountains, and it follows the same story as Plato. And if you follow Chris Tolworthy, who wrote the books and did that video, he taught me that there was a lot of different histories of this story. And we all know that it came from the Egypt temple. And by the way, I was going to look this up again. I didn't. I just had 20 days, or is that looks like 30 or 20 or 10 even. But I do remember. I thought it was 10, but maybe it's 20 that they went directly west from Thebes. So when you say they didn't really get over to, and what am I talking about? We're talking about the people that Herodotus wrote about, who toured this part of Libya, and they documented. And some of these we know now, like Garamantes, we know very clearly where they were. And then the ammonia over on the right. I'm looking. I'm not using my mouse here. I'm going to take a sip of a drink. I don't know how long I can do this. Keep chatting, Stormrun Gaming. Thank you for the comment. Thanks for the like as well. I only have one person watching. Is that me? I'm watching myself. Thebes. They started from Thebes and they went eastwards, and the first place they came up was this ammonia tribe, and we know who they were. This Aguila, I don't have a lot of information, but it is supposed to be like a mountain. I don't know why they didn't say in the writing that each one was a mountain. So I would just say it's just kind of a point, and it's a stopping point. They traveled 20 days, and then they got to the next one, Garamantes, and then Atarantes. Now, one thing somebody has pointed out is Atar. Atar is actually located east of Wadan, or the richat structure. Where's my thing? What happened? Okay, am I gonna get out of here? Let me see if I can find my map. I closed my map down, but if you... Oh, here we go. So Atar is over here. There's Atar. So if that's Atar, and then over here, Atlas Mountains is over here. So Atlas Mountains is up here. And that's really why that thing kind of falls apart if you want to use it. Thebes is over here. We got 20 days, 20 days, 20 days, 20 days. And they actually ended up over here. To be honest, they didn't go straight east. From my understanding, they were a good 20 days south of the Mediterranean Sea in Tunisia and Carthage, and this lake. Forgot the name of the lake. Okay, so I made my main point, which was these rivers that you see here compared to the canals going through the same type of rock just don't make sense. That's more natural. And when you look at my picture of the water, this is modern day, obviously. And what you see here is that you can get to certain points, like right up here, where the water will go that way. Actually, I found a different spot. This whole area, like the Mississippi River, right? The whole Mississippi goes up into the North American area, almost hits Canada with this kind of tertiary stuff. And look where it starts getting really thick right here. So it goes way up there. That water way up there comes all the way down here. Just like the Mississippi River, it's got its branches and its roots kind of going up these different waterways. You can follow them. But when you look at the river itself, it's very, very jaggedy and curvy, and you don't have straight lines. You can find a few straight lines in here. That kind of looks a little straight. I don't know what this white stuff is. Some type of a distortion, but maybe they're trying to imply it's the lower. I don't think so. I don't think white is the lowest spot. I don't remember this being so low. If that's true, then why isn't it blue? I don't understand. White usually represents the high points. So I'm not sure why that's on there, but you can kind of see that it's the same texture as the sand over here. So it's about the same height. You can see it kind of stops. This is prominent. That's much higher than what's below. So let's assume that white is the lowest point. Maybe. And so then we can go back over here to the so-called entryway. We can see that some type of thing was going straight there. I'd like to walk there. Let's go look at it now in Google Earth. Let me kind of line things up. So it's right about here. Right about here. Where? Let's take another look here. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, let me move this over here like that. And then this we'll put there. And so you see Wadan right here. That's the end of Wadan. So this straight line here, right next to another jagged river, by the way. And that's kind of big compared to what's serving it. That must have been also flooded away or something. But what you see, that line, where is it? How can I show it? Oh, it's way down. It's way too far away. So it's kind of down here, right? Right where this red thing is. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's our line. So, because I can kind of see a cut through right there. That's why I demarcated it. That's why I marked it. And there's two cut throughs. That thing that I showed you right there, it's over here. That thing, let's call it the waterfall. It's not really, I don't think we're going to be able to prove it's a waterfall because I don't really think, we don't really see water running through there. I thought maybe it was a wall stopping water, holding water in, maybe, or maybe keeping it in kind of like a lock. But that's all hypothetical thought, it's nothing to back that up. The time scroller for live video, dude, which time scroller are we talking about? Time scroller for live video? Well, the connection's so bad, you're lucky I'm even still here. I don't know what I know there's a time scroller that you can go back in time for in Google Earth Pro, but I don't know about any time scroller for the browser version that I'm using. I don't usually use Google Earth Pro, especially with my connection problems. Let me know what you're talking about, and I'm happy to do it. Oh, really? I guess so. I didn't realize there was such a function. I have to check that out. That's YouTube though, right? That's not happening in OBS. This is all in OBS. I don't know any time scroller in OBS. I suppose. Is it in OBS? Yeah, I don't really use YouTube to do these live streams, so I don't have a time scroller. This is happening in OBS. Well, I don't even know how to set my YouTube pre-settings very well, like the stuff that happens naturally in this as well. It's always like out of date. I don't know how to update it, so I'll have to double check. We can find out right now. In YouTube, tell me what to do. Here's my YouTube. Tell me where to go and how to, so it doesn't do it next time. I think we need to go to live stream creating up here and go, when we go live, maybe the setting is in there. I don't really use that. I use OBS, so I never go live, and I didn't realize that. Look at that, new podcast. That's new. I can upload, I can go live, I can create a post, I can make a new playlist, or I can make a new podcast. I don't know. New podcast. I don't think we'll do that right now. But the go live, does that have the settings on there? I don't think it's going to be happy if I go live. It's telling me I'm already live. I got monetized. Connection says good right now. Where's that chat? Yeah, I don't think so, because to manage my this if I click here, it'll just go to, okay, all right, so this might do it. There's our, see? Look at that. Thank you, David. Yeah, if I could disable it right now. Here's an edit button. Yeah, right here down here. See, there's no place to do that. Playlists, automatic chapters, automatic places. I know that I can watch my other one, so I assume. Have you seen it yet? Interesting. No, I didn't know that. Ah, here we go. No. Recording date and location. Let me see here. Because I think this would be the place that I would change that setting right here. Anyways, I think that I'm going to be... what's this? How do you want to go live? Doesn't really say. Slow mode redirect trailer. I think it might be in here. Live chat replay. I don't know, because I definitely want that to be changed. Monetization. I'm only making $8 a month right now. Yeah, I'm not making a lot of money on these videos at all. So I'm going to have to do a fundraising event if I want to. Yeah, 1.5, sure. Sure, I can imagine. My voice, I'm talk so slow. Yeah, well, I don't see it here, and this would be really the only way. What is the widget? But that's regarding the live stream, right? Oh, how about down here? Is this like top secret? Okay, that's okay. Unlist live replay once stream ends. Unlist. Listed. Unlisted. I want it listed, right? Additional settings. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I'll keep my eyes open. And I'm pretty much over. I got my little presentation here. That was... We were talking about the canals and how they're so straight. And how, if you look at, even on the Adrar Plateau, most water does not go straight. So, I wish that I had included the parallel canals in this. I'll go back later and grab that. I can't even remember how I found this. Anyways, got so busy with this new job. Alright, I can just show you the slideshow and then I'll get out of here. And if you have any questions, ask them now. Because I'm almost done. I can't believe it's already almost 3 o'clock in this undisclosed location in California. Okay, memories you may have missed 12 years ago. That's actually more than 12 now, right? Because it was 2009. But now you can't say, oh, it's because of Jimmy. No, I was looking at this 10 years before Jimmy said anything. In 2018 is when I got the information from Jimmy. And yeah, I do have to say that if he hadn't mentioned it, I probably wouldn't be where I am now. I still have to give Jimmy credit. He's the man when it came to introducing the richat to the world. I mean, I'd been looking at it, but the videos that I did before that were like lame about pyramid, and I've learned a lot about the pyramid. I can't believe how, and I'll show it later in this presentation. You can see Herodotus compared to Plato. This chart originally came from Randall Carlson, but I added their birth dates underneath. And what this is, you know, where Solon introduced the Egyptian priest introduced the theory of Atlantis to Solon, which later became Plato. So there is a chance Herodotus could have heard of this story before Plato was even born. If you notice, he died in 420, and Plato was born in 427. So he was long gone before Plato was even born, and he put Atlantis on the map. He didn't really make this map. He wrote about it in his histories, and if you read it, and I even have a video where I went over this in detail. Hi, Bob Roberts. Thank you. One critical potential flaw I see with the analysis of the surface features of the richat and surrounding areas. Okay, are we waiting for the part 2 to that? I think you're writing the second part still. Let me click back in here. And like he wrote in his book, they started from Thebes and they went kind of eastbound, but they ended up very close to Carthage, which I think you can see right here. The Atlas Mountains in Carthage. And in real life, there's Tritonus. I was having a Triton, or Lake Tritonus, or Lake Triton. It's another ancient lake that doesn't exist anymore, and it was located right about there. So that's kind of closer to where they went, kind of along, you know, following along this way, but never really towards Mauritania. Now, if you haven't seen this, that would be a Chris Tolworthy point, that how would there be a shoal of mud or a barrier of mud in the middle of the ocean when you really come through, and that's the Lake Tritonus right there. You can even see its outline of the ancient lake. Not exactly, of course. You can see Yeah, topsoil also went through the air too. Don't forget, it blew in the air and went to Africa. I'm sorry, the Amazon in South America. The water that blasted its way through the region likely took with it, along with the topsoil, the top layer of bedrock. I hope so, because otherwise I don't believe it could have been Atlantis. Here's the ancient Tamanrasset River showing in this story. I don't think that's Hanno. You can get that from the Hanno story about how they went down the coast of Africa and described where they went. The truth is when you say island, if you're on the shore, this is actually comes from the Amazon River, but somebody turned it upside down and then added this point that the mouth of the river shows what a person would have seen from looking straight. So his point is, even at the Tamanrasset River, you wouldn't have been able to see the other side of the river, like the Mississippi or the Amazon. You would have only been able to see like 7 miles. Now, of course, if there's a mountain on the top of that little island, you're going to be able to see that. But this person's point, I thought, rang true. I might stop using this, but in some points, you can't see the other side of the mouth of the river. Now, remember, this line right here, and it's very clear, and this right here kind of proves a video I did about 4 years ago saying the ancient shorelines are visible now on Google Earth. And so the outlet of the ancient river would have been right here, not right where it is now. Although you see this little shoal of mud there, that kind of signals it, but that's a totally different period of time. 400 meters, was it? Increase, or was it 400 feet? I think it's 400 meters difference in the shoreline, but I could be wrong about that. Anybody have anything to say about that? The meters or the feet, was it 400? You can see that white area is the previous land before there was an increase in water levels, probably from the melting of the Cordilleran ice sheet, right? As we learned from Randall Carlson. Thank you, Bob Roberts. 400 feet, 130 meters. So that point and that point are 130 meters difference. And so when you look at these charts, yeah, you can see you can see if you look at this in Google Earth, you can see the little divots, and I guess there's machines have even measured it more closely. It shows it actually went way out there. Timorous Canyon. It's a underwater canyon. Okay, enough of that one. There's my two parallel canals. I walked down there. It says, what's that, end stream? Oh, I shouldn't even be looking at this one. This one is I'm sorry, I'm talking about this. I opened that up. I don't want to close it. I'll just look at it later, but this is the one that I'm looking at right now. But if I let it run, I think it slows things down. I'm getting a red light. I'm always getting a red light. Okay, so what you see here is the parallel canals. I walked down one of them. They're so straight. And when you look at what I just showed you and the fact that these are so straight, how is that possible? If you have a natural occurrence, it's going to be squiggly just like the ones, and getting wider and wider at the base as well. But these are not getting wider and wider. They're very straight and consistent. Now this one, no. This one, number 2, you can see some major erosion action. But in general, it's the same direction, and you can compare it. You got a lot of the same, in some parts, very consistent. I never went there. What I'd like to do is spend a month there just driving around and camping, but that's probably going to mean I'm going to have to quit this new job. So you tell me what I should do. I mean, I've been looking at Google Earth to find stuff all over the Earth, and what I have seen is a consistent evidence of ancient mining and mining slurry, and of course mounds, and we have a lot of stuff that's similar in even the Grand Canyon. I went to the castle finally, and that's the hotel, and that's a group that's breakfast. And this is a really good map of the area. I've shown this before. I won't get into it. So there's the place of the parallel canals right there. You can see this map is not consistent. Whoops. And in the center of the richat. See, these are not in order. I put these in order, and now they're not in order for some reason. I don't understand. But yeah, I learned this from Randall Carlson, right? About the pyramid. I guess what my point was is that since I've been back, I've learned one major thing, and it's happening in 2 days. In 2 days, this pyramid, which demarcates the speed of light in meters, is that a coincidence? I don't know. You think that Snopes would say it's a coincidence, but what they said instead was the Egyptians didn't know the speed of light, so it couldn't have been placed on the speed of light. But it's on the speed of light, and that they don't deny. They don't say it directly, though. Go to their website and click on where they put it, and the map will open. It'll be right there on the speed of light. So, and I'm saying in meters per second, and down below you have a digital according to latitude of the pyramid, 29.97. And anyways, that's just one thing. Okay, these were in the wrong order, but the math constants there, they're definitely in there. Watch that video right there if you don't want to blow your mind that the cubit and the meter and the foot are all represented in this device. But wait, there's more. It also was designed so that when the spring equinox comes in 2 days, right, and maybe check the time, then not only does the sun align with the Sphinx and align with other places, and probably not at the same time, right, because, and it's not going to be the exact equinox for both, because the exact equinox happens only once when it happens, so it might not even be over either of these. It might be a little bit off, right? What was my point? However, wait, I was going to make a final point. Where's the picture? It's not there? I can't believe the picture moved. Where's that picture? The final point's not there. Okay, I'm going crazy. See, you try to prepare stuff and then it just doesn't get prepared. Where is it? Hold on. I have it right here. It's right here. The final point. There it is. I thought this was there. I don't know what happened. Did I miss it? Did it go by or something? The final point is that the Great Pyramid, and not a lot of people know this. Look at this picture. It's really old. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. So the final point was that it's been designed with 8 sides, and you can't really tell, except on the equinox. You can, on the south side, this is the south side right here, you can kind of see the difference, and that represents what number? 43200, 43200. That's the amount of seconds in a half of a day. And the full day is represented in the whole side, and that's 43200 is the number used to proportion the pyramid to this. Okay, so that was where I showed you this. Let me go back. See, that also depends on. Let me move that too. That right there was supposed to be down here. I guess I wasn't really ready with this right there. Okay, so what you've got is 43200 seconds is actually, if you divide the full proportion of the Earth, 1 square minute of the pyramid. This is from Randall Carlson. And I want to give him credit, but I forgot to put his picture in there. Alright, well anyways, I did a lousy job at making that point. I'll try it again next time. But we have 2 more days before the equinox. And thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of a quick video. I don't have a lot more to talk about, and I've already talked long enough, I guess, right? So I will be talking to you again soon. I'm not giving up. I just probably can't handle doing these live streams much longer. They're driving me cray. What else can I show you? I mean, I have these pictures here that I was going to put into that presentation. Some of my artwork. I've been doing some painting. Okay, George Howard. A couple books I wrote. Me in Guatemala. Me getting my Chinese certificate. Me in the mouth of the Quetzalcoatl in Teo. I need to practice how to pronounce it. There I am. I think I was like 18 or something like that. Got the signature from Graham Hancock in his book Visionary re-release. and of course a photo with him. There's that picture that I missed. Me and Randall Carlson. I've been doing signs lately. These pictures were put in. I was in the military. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. No personal pictures. Y'all have a good one. I'm out of here. I don't have the music lined up, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Let's see if there's any last second changes in the questions, and then we will get out of here. I will, for the record, show this. Oh, Teotihuacan, Teotihuacan, right? I thought it was T-O, Teotihuacan, T-Wa, whoa, T-Wo, Teotihuacan. All right, thank you for that. I'll practice pronouncing it. I think it's Teotihuacan, Teo. I don't think it's Tia, I think it's T-O, but I'll double check. Teotihuacan, about the same. Thanks again, Bob Roberts, and I'll double check that. Thanks for pointing that out. Honestly, I never realized there's a lot of stuff like whether or not the chat is visible before you. Is the chat going to be visible when it's been replayed after the live stream? And I want that to be seen, and sometimes it just disappears. So I know that setting is probably the same place. So I'll double check. Teotihuacan, Teotihuacan. All right.